Hi, my name is Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. I'm an ordinary person with extraordinary aspirations who believes in living life fully alive. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Solution Saturdays, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. Today's topic: are you prepared for success daily? Let me repeat that again. Today's topic: are you prepared for success daily? Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. And if you want to be a part of the channel and come up for a conversation in real time, that's if you are in YouTube, you can hit this link right here and I'll invite you up and we can have a conversation. If you're looking for my channel on YouTube, it is Coach B Dash, the CEO. And again, welcome CEOs. And today's topic: are you prepared for success daily? This topic came up. This topic came up as I have been in a few conversations in the last few weeks about creating a future that is worthwhile. And one of the things that came up with this topic was, do we actually take time out to prepare on a daily basis so that we can create the future that we want? Again, are you prepared for success daily? So there's a lot of noise, I would like to say, out in our environment, out in our communities because of what's going on politically. And people are scared. People are nervous. They don't know what's going to happen next. Some people are frightened. They feel uneasy and uncomfortable. So I was talking with someone today, and I was saying that my mindset is going to be a very, very important part in how I transition through these times, because the changes that are going on in government are impacting people's lives. Whether it's my life or people that I know, it's impacting people's lives. And a lot of people are afraid and they're feeling stressful. And one of the ways to alleviate stress is to have control over your day. I remember Jim Rohn saying, either you master your day or your day will master you. And it put me in the mind again to think about, are you prepared for success daily? So in my other conversations, besides, the mindset that we need to have to transition through all the changes that are happening in our world. And then in other conversation with my coach, he's like, listen, identify what you want your focus areas to be on. Identify your focus areas. Now, notice that the focus areas are not necessarily goals, but what they are the big picture. The big picture. In other words, I can't do everything at one time. I can't do everything at one time. So, what are the things that are important to me that bring value to my life, that bring a peace of mind and allows me to have some semblance of peace? Is it quality time with myself? Is it quality time with my friends and family? Is it the work that I do? Is it the investments that I make? What is it that is important to me? So, what are those areas? And I'm asking you, my audience, right? What are those areas? Those areas that you want to focus on this year. not the politics and the things that are going on in government, the things that you can control. What are the areas that you would like to focus on for the remaining of this year? Do you believe? Can you believe we're already a, a fourth out of this year? Next week we'll be in April. We're 3 months in this year, 9 months to go. And as I said, a lot of people are fearful, they're stressed out. People don't know if they're coming or going. But what can we control in our lives that will bring us peace of mind? And for me, peace of mind is having a successful day. It's not the only thing that I identify as success, but it is one of the things that I identify as a successful day. Am I preparing myself to have a successful day? In other words, how am I feeding my spirit if I know that there's a lot of intensity in the environment and I want peace of mind? How am I preparing myself daily so that I can have peace? Does that mean that I'm meditating? Does that mean that I'm exercising? Does it mean that I'm journaling? Does it mean I'm going for a walk? Does it mean I'm putting on music? I'm laughing and I'm singing and I'm dancing. What does it mean for me on a daily basis so that I don't get myself stressed out and become a worrywart, and then nothing gets accomplished in my life? And guess what? The band, the beat will play on. So, what are those areas in my life that are important to me to focus on? Big picture, what are those areas that are important to me to focus on? Because I can't do everything. I can't be every place. I can't serve everybody. I can't fix the world's problems. But I can control how I feel. I can control my outlook on life. I can control my actions and how I choose to show up in my life. So, what are those areas that will keep me focused? What are those areas that will keep me focused? So, one or two of my areas are personal development. So, what am I doing daily for personal development? Another area that's really important to me is sharpening my craft in terms of my coaching practice. Sharpening my craft in terms of my coaching practice. So the sharper I become, the more I can pour into other people. So those are two areas out of the 5 areas that I'm sharing with you. My own personal development, because I'm a firm believer that if I don't develop, then I can't pour into other people. And then because I'm pouring into myself, now I have more to give to other people and I don't have to feel depleted once I'm serving other people. So my big areas, what are your big areas that you want to focus on in your life? Maybe it's friends and family. Maybe it's doing something with your home. I don't know what it is. And then, do you have a system? Do you have a system, a strategy, and how to a system in how to make it happen? So, in other words, let's say I have my areas that I want to focus on, and somebody calls me up and they say, "Hey, Lila, let's, or Coach B, let's go hang out and have lunch." And it's at the same hour that I'm supposed to be doing something for personal development. That might have to be a good no. This is not a good time for me right now. This time of day is set aside for something else. And this particular thing may create a schedule conflict for me. So I may have to say no, and offer another time. And if we can do it, because socialization is important to me too, then we can do it. But if I don't know the areas that are important to me, if I don't know the areas that I want to focus on, then what's happening is that I'm living my day haphazardly. I'm just going with the flow. Whatever happens, whatever comes up, then that's how I'm going to deal with my day. So, one, focus. What's your focus area? What are the 3, 4, 5 things that are extremely important to you that you want to focus on? And then what type of structure and system do you need to put in place so that you can focus on those big picture items? What kind of strategies, what type of systems do you need to put in place? For instance, when I get up in the morning, because I know I like to read and I know I like to exercise, when I get up in the morning, I put my phone on do not disturb. Because guess what? I can get distracted very easily. So what? Put my phone on do not disturb, do what I need to do, and then after I get myself together, meaning, I did my exercise, I did my reading, I took a shower, I ate breakfast, I'm dressed, I'm ready to start my day. Then I can turn the phone on and then look at either the text messages or the phone call and then prioritize how I want to deal with either the text messages or the phone call. If it's something important, then yeah, I want to take care of that right away. If it's not that important, then I'll put that down towards the ending of my day. Why? Because I don't want to get on a phone call that's going to distract me from doing the other things that I had scheduled in the day. So again, what's the structure? What's the system? And you might say, Coach B, this doesn't sound like a lot of fun. This doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Well, let me explain something to you. It's a lot of fun. You know why it's a lot of fun? Because at the end of the day, I have set myself up to have a successful day. I didn't kick a can down the block. And what do I mean by kick a can down the block? I didn't put off something today, right, until tomorrow. In other words, I'm dealing with the things that I said that I wanted to create and do today, and I'm dealing with them today. So that prevents me from what? Getting overwhelmed. And then once I get overwhelmed, then I can't get nothing done because everything seems insurmountable. And now I don't want to do nothing. So what's the fun? The fun is I don't have to have that kind of stress. That's the fun. I don't have to have that kind of stress. And then the third piece to this is planning ahead. So I know some people, and I was saying to you earlier that I was in a couple of conversations, during the last few weeks. I not met this lady, but I was talking with this lady a few weeks back, and she was saying, you know what? I take a day out and I do my meal prep and my meal planning. I knock it out one day. I know one day I'm doing the shopping. I know what I want to have. I prepare everything. That way, when I get up and I got to go to work, or I want to go to the gym, or I want to do something else, that's one thing that's off my plate. Now, some people are really good at setting their clothes out, right, the night before. Some people are really good at preparing their outfits the night before so they know what they want to wear in the morning. The young lady that I was talking to, she was excellent at meal planning so that she didn't have to worry about it for the rest of the week. And for me, what I'm really good at is doing what? Designing my day. Designing my day. So the prep work comes not the day of, but the prep work comes the day before. And in some cases, the week before. And in other cases, the month before. Why is that important? Depending on what it is that I'm doing, what I'm creating, if it's something that can be done in a day, then I prep the night before. I know what I want to do the next day. If it's a midterm, a short-term goal, something in 30 days, but I need to have it done in 30 days, but I need to chop it up in smaller pieces, then guess what? I need to prepare 30 days before it's due so that it can be done. What's the 30 days include? It includes some time frames, some timeline on what it is that I need to do. And it also includes buffer space so that um, if something does happen, I can still meet the deadline or be ahead of time. Preparedness. Preparedness is so important in creating a successful day. Are you prepared when you go into the staff meeting? Are you the type of person that the staff meeting happens at 2 o'clock and you pick your head up because you're so engrossed in what you're doing and go, oh my God, I gotta go to the staff meeting. Where's my pad? Where's my pen? And you're grabbing things because you're not really prepared to be at the meeting. You're kind of reacting to, oh my God, I got to get to the meeting, opposed to, you know what? Let me put a little timer, a little bell on my phone that goes off 10, 15 minutes before the meeting to remind me, stop. Whatever I'm doing, stop whatever I'm doing, give myself a pause in between one thing and the next thing. Stop what I'm doing. Pause. Take a deep breath to transition from one thing to the next. And then show up at the meeting. I got my pen, I got my pad, any notes that I need to have, I have them. And guess what? That alleviates stress too. Because you're not running around like a chicken without a head trying to get supplies together, get notes together, download something, and then come into the meeting under less than 2 seconds before the meeting starts, huffing and puffing your way into the meeting because you're scrambling. Preparedness helps there as well. It helps in our personal life. It helps in our professional life. Preparedness. One, let's start with the big picture. What are the things that are very important to you? What are the areas that you want to focus on, be it professional or be it personal? What are those core areas that you want to focus on that are real important to you? What do you want to focus on? And then create a system so that you are able to actually give the time and attention to those focus areas and be able to stick with it because you know what it is that you're focusing on. And lastly, planning ahead so that you can stick to the systems that you created. So what? We're going to start out wide. What's those focus areas? I told you, for me, personal development is one. So what does that include? What kind of systems and structures do I need to put in place so I have time for what? Personal development. Since exercising and reading is important to me, I need to put structure in place so that I can read and exercise and not be distracted. Turn the phone off. Turn it off. Do not disturb. This is my time. It's important to me. I value this time. Put my phone on do not disturb. Once I'm finished and completed that for the day, then I could turn my phone on and deal with other things. If there's other areas that I'm focusing on that are really big for me, as I said, growing my skills and my coaching practice, that's really big for me too. So if I'm in a conference, if I'm in a course or a class, or I'm working with individuals, no, I don't need the distractions and the interruption. And again, I might need to put myself on do not disturb. Again, this is a system and this is a strategy. Why? Because I'm looking at the big picture. I want to stay focused on the things I can control. And I can control what I do with my time, how I utilize my time. And then lastly, I want to plan ahead. Some things I know in advance have to be done, and some things, every now and then we all get surprised. Some unexpected, unforeseen circumstances comes up, and that's great when that happens because I have structures and systems in other places. They won't be so badly damaged because then I could pivot and then get back to what I was doing if this unforeseen thing is so big and so important and so urgent that I need to stop the system that I put in place instead of reacting to everything. So let me give you a story before I end out today. A couple of years ago, I was reactive. Reactive. I had been in a work environment that everything was so important, everything was urgent. Like, got to get it done now. We need this right away. Got to do it now. Got to get this done right now. We got to get it done. This is urgent. This is important. And so whatever I had planned went out the window. And what happened was I stopped creating systems for myself to be successful because I had got it in my mind that when I go to work, it doesn't matter what I got planned. It doesn't matter what I want to do because as soon as I get there, everything is going to be turned upside down. And that had to change. I had to start doing what? Focusing on those areas that were important to me. My job, my career is very important to me, but everything is not a catastrophe. Everything is not a catastrophe. I don't need to react to that. I can say to a person, I understand that it's important and urgent. Is that something that I can give you tomorrow by the end of the week? In other words, I don't have to react to somebody else's reaction. That was a big change for me in terms of what? Learning how to focus on the things that are important to me at the office and in my personal life. How do I manage? How do I manage? Because I want a successful day at work, just like I want a successful day in my personal life. So how do I manage the going ons and the work environment, and how do I manage the going on in my personal environment? And for some people, their personal life is more hectic than their job. For other people, their job is more hectic than their personal life. And then we got another category where people lives are hectic in both places and they don't have peace of mind. And one of the reasons that they don't have peace of mind is that they're stretching themselves way too thin, way too thin, and they haven't stopped to take a look at what's important to them, what kind of systems do they need to build to reinforce that they have the time and opportunity to get to the things that are important to them, and then prepare how they're going to bring those systems to life because those other areas are equally important. So, can I do it all at one time? No, I can't do it all at one time. But there's one thing I can do today. I can focus on the things that are super duper important to me. And yes, that includes my work, it includes my family, it includes my friends. It includes all of those things. And my wonderful kitty cat. It includes all of those things. Now, how I create systems and structure to deal with those areas are really important because I am only one person and I have not been burnt out in years. And that's a gift. I don't know how many people can say that they have not been burnt out in years. And why is that? Because there's something called planning ahead, taking a look at how I'm focusing on my day. And again, I want to have a successful day every day. I want to have a successful day every day. So my question to you today is, are you preparing for a successful day? Or let me reframe that. Are you prepared for success daily? Are you prepared for success daily? If not, what would you need to do? What needs to change so that you can have a successful day daily? Not once in a while, not every 5, 10 years, or once a month, but daily. Are you prepared for success daily? If not, what needs to change? And listen, what needs to change? And I'm saying to you right here, right now, stop, sit down, and think about what's important to you. What systems do you have in place so that you can do the things that are important to you? And how are you willing to prepare to implement those systems so that you can do the things that are important to you? This has been Solution Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. Like, share, leave a comment if you like, and I'll see you next Saturday.